Hi guys, welcome back to Simproved. Fry speaking here and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are going to build a huge luxurious mansion, the true endgame house for your Sims. If you have reached everything in the Sims, this is what your house can and should look like in my opinion. So this is going to be a house where I will try to put in every luxury, every extra that you can add to a house into one. How and why I build it, you will find out in this video. So without further ado, let's get started. So I started on the 64 by 64 lot in Brunnerton Bay, which is a world that you get with the cats and dogs pack, but there are also several other worlds that came with packs that are that big. The 64 lot is basically the biggest lot that we have, the biggest lot size. And of course, since I wanted to build the most epic, most deluxe build ever in The Sims 4, this is of course the go-to lot, of course. So what will be in this huge house? What can you be prepared for? So it will have 13 bedrooms, 16 bathrooms, a park, a pool, a courtyard. There will also be an art studio, a music studio, a vault, a museum, bar and a nightclub, a cinema, a laboratory, nursery, spa, gym, and of course, very extra, a basketball court. And I also think that I probably would have or already missed something. There's probably even more in there because it kind of sounds like a small list, but yeah, this is what you get. It's truly a build that I wanted to build because I wanted to see how much of all these extra stuff that you get with all these expansion and stuff packs and gameplay packs can you put in the most luxurious house in The Sims 4. And yeah, this is the end game thing. Truly, I've never built something that took me so long. It took me about 45 hours. My recording was 12 hours, so I had to heavily cut the whole process because it took so long to build this. It's truly the longest build that I've ever done. And hey, I'm building The Sims since Sims 1. So this is basically really the biggest build that I've ever done, and I really hope that you're going to like this. So this is going to be super extra. Why, when you're asking yourself why this all looks already like a little bit like a chateau, this is inspired by two mega mansions that actually exist in real life. I will post two pictures of them in the description because I'm not sure if I copyright wise can put this in the video, but I will post the two links in the description. I think they're still out for sale, so if you have a couple of millions, you can buy them. Both of them are in the USA. And I thought these two look kind of chateau-esque, over the top, like nothing like a normal American house in my opinion would look like. And I thought this kind of also mirrors the whole idea about let's be super extra and, do like a little castle almost, like a French chateau, because I really like that style. I thought it's so extra. Let's do that. So yeah, this is also what we're going to do. Also, this will be divided into several houses, so to speak. So there's like a gatehouse, the main house, the stables, the courtyard, and then in the back there's also like a pool gardening house. So there will be different houses. Some of them are of course connected and some of them are not. And some of them aren't even used as I just said, because the stables just look like stables. They can also be maybe turned into garages or something, but since we don't have horses nor do have cars in the game, I thought, hey, why not put more bedrooms than bathrooms in there? Because hell yeah, why not? And this is basically what happens here. Also, I will use lots and lots of dormers here. I think it's a little bit dormer galore, but it also has to do with the fact that two of the two inspiration houses also have lots of dormers. And I also think they are purely decorational even on the real ones. I'm not sure, but I was just like, oh my god, this is almost dormer overkill. Like, who has that many? I think this is architectural wise like not even possible. But yeah, here you go. So yeah, you could already see me sectioning all the things off. It was very frickly with all the roofs. It was very frickly, counting everything so it is all symmetrical. And here you can see me that behind the gatehouse, where there's like a huge gate in the middle, so your cars can drive into the courtyard that will now be built right away. I do the stables. I call them the stables because I wasn't sure how. I needed some directions in this huge build because it was kind of, oh wow, it's a lot. So yeah, here you can see me closing off the area behind the gatehouse with the stables, and I thought this is cool. I really want to have like a courtyard with like a little fountain in the middle. It kind of looks a little bit more regal. So let's do this. So I had this one wall and thought it would be cool to put some arches in there and then later on put some cool statues in there, so it kind of looks a little bit more sophisticated and kind of also has kind of windows to the outside, because I didn't want it to have huge walls. I thought it kind of looks like a prison then. Which is always a thing in The Sims, where I thought, oh man, it looks like a prison. Why should I put such a huge fence around it? But in this property, it kind of made sense, and I thought, hey, why not? Also, you can already see me frickling again with the roofs. I think the roofs took quite some frickling time. I don't know how to explain them, but yeah, they were really frickly. They were very, I don't know how to say them. But they are basically like mansard roofs, and then I have a special dormers again. And some I made myself, and some are from the, I think, Get Famous pack or the Vampire pack. I'm not even sure. I think these are from the Get Famous pack. And yeah, by the way, of course, since I already talked about that there will be lots and lots of stuff in there, I will use every single pack that came out in The Sims 4 so far. I didn't want to restrict myself because lots of these packs also come with activity or special, you know, kind of objects or gameplay that I wanted to incorporate here as well. So there will be, for example, like the laboratory you need to have Get to Work or end Strangerville. This is just like one of the examples that I can give you. And I think with City Living is the only one that came with a basketball court, for example. So I will try to use every single item from different packs that are dedicated to these, you know, activities. And therefore, yeah, it was kind of interesting also for me, because I could finally use some objects that I would have never used in my, like, own builds because I dislike them somehow, or maybe they're just too American sometimes, or too, I don't know, like from other cultures and don't fit into the build that I'm doing because it's like from a different style and culture or something like that. So yeah, this will be the ultimate, like I said, end game. You really have to need all the packs, although I think you can also put it in your game, you know, that you can always download every thing from the gallery even though you don't have the packs, and then the game automatically will delete or replace some of the objects that you don't have through packs. So I can highly recommend you to just go for it and maybe download this and try and see what's happening then. And also by the way, guys, if you put this in your game, my computer is pretty good, but it had some loading time, so be prepared for it to crash. Also, I've already uploaded this to the gallery, and I already got some comments that it takes hours to load. No, not hours, but it definitely is one of the very elaborate builds, so therefore it will take ages to load. But yeah, I hope you enjoy. That was basically one of my goals, to be honest. But yeah, you can see me fiddling around with all the windows and all the doors. I basically went with the style because they look so chateau-esque. From the Get Famous pack as well, which I really liked. And here you can see me doing the pool / gardening house. I wasn't sure what exactly to put there. In there, first I thought it's going to be like a little apartment house on the back next to the pool, so maybe a pool house converted into an apartment. But since I already had 13 bedrooms and, I don't know, 16 bathrooms, I was like, I mean, you can only have 8 Sims on your lot, so hey, here we go. Let's put something useful and more activity in there. So later on, they will put like an art studio / gardening kind of woodworking studio in there as well. Also, I had to heavily cut this video, like I already said, because it's so long. This will only be the building part, because otherwise I couldn't show you, like, it had to be like a 2-hour video then. Couldn't do that, so I have to split this. So here you will see me building this, and also getting like a main view, I think, of the whole build and how it looks like. And in another video, I will do the interior design and furnishing, where you can finally see the all, you know, special things that I've been talking about. But yeah, basically for this build, I used a lot of the Get Famous stuff because they came with this very luxurious objects. The dormers all had this chateau, kind of new chateau vibe. And I had to fiddle like a lot with the front park and the courtyard and everything to make it look very symmetrical, because these French chateaus, for example, Sanssouci and Versailles, this kind of Baroque style, Rococo style, definitely have a very symmetrical shape. I thought that the original houses were probably also built, you know, having these in mind. I thought the people building this were practically, I don't know, maybe Russian oligarchs or something. Like, it's over the top. And I haven't seen the interior of the original houses, but I just can't imagine that it's all very symmetrical as well. So here we go, going for symmetrical. Also, you know, counting tiles all the time, seeing if the sides are all the same length, and you know, that stuff. It was kind of, yeah, very time consuming, but otherwise I also thought that, hey, it was actually lots of fun. So yeah, I actually really liked it. It was kind of a more, because it took so long, it also took me, like, of course, several days and sessions. I think I built this over 1 month, maybe 2 or something. So I had to definitely like pause the game and then build on like another day and stuff like this, which also kind of sometimes gives you problems because you have to remember what you actually wanted to do on the lot. But yeah, here I wanted to do a huge fountain in the front because, hey, you want to show all your neighbors that you're filthy rich. And what else is telling everyone that you're filthy rich if you don't have like a big ass fountain in the front? So there will go a huge fountain in the front with lots of extra fountains, like little fishies. So it's super coolly animated in live mode. And then I wanted to put in, of course, some trees all around. Here there's a little tip that I can give you for these huge builds. If you want to make the house look bigger than it actually is, use smaller foliage, use smaller trees and all that stuff. You can also size down trees, of course, and it all kind of looks a little bit more bigger then, because human brains think that trees are huge and therefore always measure the tree height to the house and therefore think, oh wow, this is a huge house because the tree is so small, like in comparison to the house. Yeah, this is like a trick that I do sometimes because in The Sims, like I said, the 64 by 64 lot is the biggest lot that we have. And I just thought, hey, let's get super big and make it look huge and epic and massive and endgame and luxurious and all that kind of stuff. Here we are in the back with the garden area. I wanted to have like a gardening area since the Sims can really use it. And like I said, I want to put in all the activities that are possible. So there will be some planters, of course. And then I will later on, of course, put some statues and arches and all that stuff from the, I think, romantic garden stuff pack. By the way, for builders, the romantic garden stuff pack is perfect if you are into building castles, old school kind of houses, or maybe English cottages that are really, you know, has like the vibe of gardening and stuff. But I really love these objects like for these old school kind of houses. So yeah, definitely get that one if you're still asking yourself what kind of stuff pack you need. Here we go for the pool area. And of course the pool is directly behind the main house. And it's a freaking huge pool. See, it kind of looks really small because the trees are all around it, but it's actually a really huge pool. And oh man, there should be like a huge pool party or something like this because it's a really huge pool. Kind of try to add in some extra kind of nooks there, so it kind of looks a little bit more elaborate and kind of more, I don't know, has this chateau-y feel, because a just square pool kind of looked a little bit too modern for me. So we will use lots of the, like I said, romantic garden stuff, things all around it to make it look super chic and kind of extra. So here we go. I think in real life, I have to say this house would be definitely too much for me. I am more of a modern minimalist. I think I would be happy in like a condo or something. But yeah, this is like too extra for my taste. I think, yeah, it's also, yeah, it's a taste thing. I don't want to say that it's like an ugly house. Definitely not. I'm really happy how it turned out, but it's tacky. Yeah, I think that's it. It's tacky. I think it's tacky. But we will make this kind of untacky a little bit with the furnishing later, because I will go with the French chateau style. So you can maybe also play it as like an old French chateau kind of mansion for your Sims with like a long lineage of royalty or something. So yeah, this would be cool as well. And then next, or like in the middle of the backyard, I still had a patch of land, and I thought, hey, why not have a park? Because usually these castles have like a park, a natural park. Actually, Marie Antoinette was really into natural parks. She especially bulldozed lots of the actual parks that was there before and renovated them to make look like a natural kind of landscape. She was really into that and thought it would be soothing for the mind and something to wander through natural landscape. So I thought, this is really cool. Let's do this here as well. Let's put in like a park with little trees and bushes and whatnot. And maybe later on you can also train your dogs in there and cats with the cats and dogs pack. I thought this is like a cool idea. I sprinkled some statues in there just so it doesn't look as boring. But yeah, this is basically the whole exterior, and here we can already see the wonderful, beautiful, luxurious mansion from afar with some panning shots. I really hope that you like it, guys. It's of course up on the Sims 4 gallery for you to download for free, and I will put the download link in the video description down below. You can also search for it by hashtag Simproved or my EA ID Simproved, and it's there for you to download and look at it because it's beautiful. It took me freaking hours and several months to build. I really hope that you like it. But yeah, since it was so decorated, I of course couldn't show everything with all the columns, all the windows, all the decorations, because yeah, like I said, it was a really long build. But I really hope that you like it and that you enjoy this build, because it's really one of the biggest ones that I've ever built, and it's truly one of the most decorated and like most extra builds that I've ever done in The Sims 4, and I really hope that you like it. So yeah, here we are in the courtyard. Like I said, on one side there are these statues, really beautiful. Put some oversized children's toy cars in there, so it looks like cars. Also in the gatehouse, you will have some apartments later as well. Looks really beautiful, really luxurious, and I really love this courtyard. It kind of reminds me of these huge mansions. Here we are in the back with the main house, and of course the pool with some sunbeds and statues and, you know, all the greenery. You can already see that there will be a nightclub next to the pool. But yeah, this is just a hint to the next video, of course. The park here with the stables behind and the gardening area, and here we are with the gardening house or art studio house, which will also play a significant role in the next video. So yeah, this is basically it. I really, really hope that you like it. Please leave a subscribe if you like these kinds of videos and sim builds, and also write me in the comments what you want to see next maybe. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I wish you a lovely day, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.